In the sphere of economics and action, human beings face the future with permanent uncertainty. There is no such thing as risk. There is permanent uncertainty. Now, let us take a closer look at this concept. Why is this so? Because what happens tomorrow will depend on our behavior as entrepreneurs. It will depend on the ideas or knowledge or imagination of each and every one of us, millions of human beings, and on what we are able to discover, create, and complete. In this sense, in the sphere of economics and human action, the future is open to all of our creative possibilities. And we are not aware of the possible alternatives, so we cannot apply any decision theory. I remember when I got to Stanford, the top decision theorists were there. They would say, entrepreneurial problem, let's make a decision tree. The possible options are this, 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 and this. If I choose this one, these other alternatives may arise, and then these. And the probability weights are these, and these. Calculate the optimal decision, and we all put this data into our computers, and then optimal course of action. Wonderful! And the analysts at the Pentagon and everyone else would think, the optimal decision has been found. With this, we can avoid a world war. Win the war in Vietnam and solve... No. With this approach, people just end up beating their head against a wall because they think they know something, and they know nothing, because we do not know, nor can anyone know the possible alternatives, for they depend on the creative capacity of human beings. Until the alternatives are entrepreneurially discovered, they do not exist. It is as if back in 1850 we had said, all right, how are we going to solve the problem of weekend breaks in Hawaii in the future? If you had asked that in 1850, people would have said, he's out of his mind, he's crazy, what's he talking about? What are weekend breaks? And in Hawaii, we can't even get there. The airplane had not been invented yet. The standard of living was not high enough for people to afford vacations. Can you imagine the decision trees they would have made back in 1850? An infinite number of options had not even been discovered yet. Well, today it is just as ridiculous for us to insist on making decisions and issuing forecasts about what is going to happen even next year, let alone 50 years from now, for we have not yet created the possible alternatives. The future is permanently uncertain. Furthermore, human beings need to know their own nature. Human beings are naturally endowed with an innate creative capacity. Later we will make a slight theological digression about this. But we are endowed with an innate creative capacity which enables us to continually discover new knowledge and ideas about ends and means. And this creative capacity determines, though determine is not an entirely suitable term, but we are constrained in our choices, this determines the indeterminate quality of the future, that is, its permanent uncertainty. We human beings rebel against our own creative nature. Uncertainty makes us dizzy. We want certainty and security, and that is one of the tragedies of the human condition. In fact, there are no illnesses more serious than those in which the body's immune system malfunctions, fails to recognize the body's own cells and attacks them. Those are the most serious illnesses. Our own body attacks its own organs because it mistakes them as foreign invaders. It rebels against itself. Well, in the spiritual realm, and the realm of action, which I'm explaining here, this rebellion is the constant threat to man. We rebel against our own creative, entrepreneurial nature. It is our very nature which makes the future uncertain. And we rebel because the uncertainty of the future makes us dizzy. We demand security, certainty. We want to know what is going to happen. Much of the social crisis of our time stems from this rebellion against our own creative nature. If not, why do you think millions of people fall into the trap of expecting the authorities to solve all their problems, from the day they're born till the day they die, as if such a thing were possible, when indeed it is not. We demand, we want certainty. We ask for a crystal ball. Millions of people read the horoscopes every day. We look up our horoscope. Why not? Now that we are demanding things, people demand certainty, and the market supplies it in the horoscope section. Let's see. Capricorn. You consult your stars and read that you are going to have lots of power, success in love, must be careful with money. People read this and then go on with their day either relieved or uneasy. What a bunch of nonsense. But there is a demand for it, and there it is. Why do people read horoscopes? Because we need security. And that need very frequently keeps us in a state of indefinite immaturity. We do not accept responsibility for ourselves. We do not grow up. We want somebody else to solve all our problems. We want other people to take the responsibility. We want to blame our misfortunes on somebody else. Anything but admit that what happens to us depends mainly on us and our own actions. No. Instead, the explanation will be, they didn't give me a big enough subsidy. I need more help. I need more support. I became addicted to drugs because of other people's actions and not my own. I had to steal the car. I can rape this girl because I like her, and I can do whatever I want, etc. And I am not responsible for anything. I am a victim of society, whatever that means. This is a reaction. Human beings rebel in this way against their own creative nature, because their nature makes the future uncertain, and we will chase any mirage, any illusion of false security. It is as if we wanted to stick our head in the sand like an ostrich, to hide from our problems. You are probably thinking, man, life really sucks. You don't know what's going to happen, and everything is uncertain. Well, that's true, but life is beautiful too, and uncertainty gives life its charm. If the future were truly given, and we could see it in a crystal ball, how boring life would be. We are desperately striving for a false, unattainable ideal, a future that is given. And we demand security from our authorities and our scientists, a future that is certain. Well, it makes no difference to me whether or not you like your own nature. My job is to help you discover it. And there is no doubt that the nature of human beings is creative, and therefore the future is permanently uncertain.